Good evening, dear students. I am Ms. Vandana Pai. In today's lecture of the subject Management of Industrial Relations, which is associated with Diploma in Human Resource Management, okay, we will be studying the unit number 1. Okay, from today onwards, we will be starting the unit number 1, which is entitled as Industrial Relations. Okay, now as the human resource management, okay, we are aware about what is human resource management. What is human resource management? Yes, the management of human resources into your organization, okay, that itself is included in human resource management. Okay, now in the last year, that is when you have studied the certificate in human resource management, okay, there also you have gone through 3 papers. Okay, first paper was related to human resource management. It was just introduction to human resource management. Second paper, it was related to human resource development. Okay, means a special department which is appointed for, okay, or the department who works or strives harder, okay, who strives harder for the betterment of, okay, for the betterment of human resources, okay, into your organization. And the third paper was practical paper. In the same sense, okay, why the study of human resource management is important, okay, we have gone through it in the certificate in human resource management, that is in the last year. Okay, but still a brief review what you have studied into your paper number 1, 2 and 3 in the certificate in human resource management. Let's have an overview of it, then we will be starting the unit number 1, which is entitled as industrial relations. Okay, what is human resource management? Human resource management is a branch of management. Okay, human resource management itself is a branch of management, okay, which deals with the behavioral patterns, which deals with the humanitarian or the human factors engaged into the activities of your organization. Okay, now why the study of human resource management is done, or why to focus on the human resource of your organization? See, okay, unless until the people whom you have hired for your organization, they do work in a proper manner, your organization's objectives will never be achieved. Okay, see, okay, human resource management, or commonly the abbreviation which we do here, it is HRM. HRM is the practice of managing people to achieve better performance. Okay, see, if your organization needs to be performing in a better way, okay, if all the objectives which your organization has laid down whenever you were initiating that organization, okay, if you think that all the objectives, aims, targets, vision, mission, it should be achieved in the given or proper time, then what is important? Yes, the human resource management. Okay, means only hiring the people for the organization's work, okay, only hiring the people for organization's work, it is not important, but okay, how that or that group which you have hired, the team which you have hired, or the people whom you have given the employment opportunity, how they will be giving their 100% towards the work which you have allotted to them, how they will be better, they will be better into the performance of the work which you have allotted to them. Okay, whenever we go through all these things, okay, it is itself the human resource management. Means what? Okay, in human resource management, basically, okay, the focus is on human resource. Okay, the first M of the organization, the most active factor of your organization, okay, active factor in the sense most active resource of your organization, okay, because unless until these people they do work, okay, unless until these people they do work, okay, your organization's targets will never be achieved. Okay, so it may feel a bit weird to refer to people as human resources. Human resources are all the people that in one capacity or another work for, or they do contribute for an organization. These people make up a company's workforce. Okay, they can be regular employees. Okay, or okay, see, I think you remember some of the last year lectures, okay, in which, okay, we have categorized the employees into two parts, or workers into two parts. Okay, that is blue collar workers and white collar workers. Okay, blue collar workers, who are they, and who are white collar workers? Okay, just recall some of the lectures of last year. Okay, you might be clear with these terminologies. Okay, see, blue collar workers, who are blue collar workers? Blue collar workers are those workers who are hired for working into factory. Okay, or those workers who deal with machineries. Okay, such workers, they are entitled as blue collar workers. Okay, and the other part, white collar workers. Okay, who are white collar workers? White collar workers are the office bearers, means all those workers who work into administrative or who work into office buildings or in the offices. They are called as white collar workers. Okay, now who is more important? Yes, both are important, right? Okay, both comprise the workforce of your company. So both, that is the blue collar workers as well as the white collar workers, they are very important from your organization's viewpoint. Okay, so whenever we consider our organization, okay, see, these employees, they are hired by whom? They are hired by employers. Okay, so whenever we consider the basics of HRs, okay, basics of HR, okay, they can be grouped into 7 types. Okay, or 7 elements, they do comprise HR basics. Okay, which are this? Which are the cornerstones? Yes, recruitment and selection, then performance management, then learning and development, then succession planning, then compensation and benefits, then human resource information system, and HR data and analytics. Okay, so whenever we consider the human resource management, another thing which is important is, okay, why the study of human resource management is important. Okay, see, we are going through human resource management diploma. Okay, many of the time what happens, okay, we are not clear why we are studying human resource management. Are they that important? Yes, they are important. They are important. Why? Okay, let's see why human resource management is important. See, human resource management is a new approach to managing people in any organization. It is a branch of management that deals with people at work. It constitutes of all the management decisions which are responsible for relationship between organization and employees. An organization cannot exist without human resources. Okay, when we consider the organization, there are 4 important M's which are related to organization, which are those, see, men, money, material, and machinery. It means the management of all the human resources associated with organization. Okay, it is a new discipline. Okay, according to Brecht is one of the management thinker. Okay, how they have defined human resource management? Human resource is that part of management process which is primarily concerned with the human constituents of an organization. Another thinker, C.H. Northcott, how they have defined human resource? Human resource is an extension of general management, that of promoting and stimulating every employee to make his fullest contribution to purpose of the business. Okay, another National Institute of Personnel Management of India, how they have defined human resource management. Let's see. Human resource management is that part of management which is concerned with people at work and with their relationship within the organization. It seeks to bring together men and women who make up an enterprise, enabling each to make his own best contribution to its success, both as an individual and as a member of the working group. Okay, whenever we consider the different characteristics of human resource management, okay, human resource management is a broader function. It is people oriented, it is action oriented, it focuses on development, it is a continuous function, it is future oriented, it is pervasive function, it is also challenging function. Okay, it is based on human relations, it is interdisciplinary in nature. So whenever we consider all these characteristics, okay, human resource management is very important from your organization's viewpoint. Okay, then whenever we go through the objectives of human resource management, what are the different objectives of human resource management? See, human resource management itself aims at helping organization reach its goals. Okay, then to employ the skills and abilities of the workforce efficiently is one of the objective of human resource management. Okay, another objective is to provide the organization with well trained and well innovated and motivated employees. Okay, then to increase to the fullest the employee's job satisfaction and self actualization is also one of the objective of human resource management. Then to develop and maintain a quality of work life is also one of the objective of human resource management. Then to communicate HR policies to all employees is also associated with human resource management. Then to be ethically and socially responsible to needs of society is also the objective of human resource management. Okay, so when we consider all these objectives, okay, human resource management is related to management. Okay, how it is related to management? Yes, it is a function which is associated with management, which is a part of management. Okay, then when we consider the different functions of human resource management, okay, many of the functions of human resource management, they are associated with the functions of human resource management. Okay, see, the functions of human resource management, they are classified into two parts. Okay, first part is managerial function, second part is operative functions. Okay, see, in managerial functions, okay, I think you recall or you remember the functions of management. Okay, see, like the functions of management itself, human resource management's managerial function includes planning, organizing, directing, controlling. Okay, and the operative functions, it does includes procurement, development, compensation, maintenance, integration, and it also includes some of the emerging issues. Okay, see, I think you recall planning. What is planning? Planning is deciding in advance, right? What is to be done in the future. Organizing, yes, collecting all the operative functions together. Directing, yes, it is concerned with initiation of organized action and stimulating the people at work. Controlling, okay, using techniques to assist effective control of qualities, time, and efforts. Okay, procurement, yes, it includes job analysis, human resource planning, recruitment, selection, placement, induction and orientation, internal mobility. Okay, development includes training, executive development, career planning and development, human resource development. Okay, so then Maintenance, okay, it includes health and safety, employee welfare, social security measures. Integration, it does include discipline, grievance redressal, teams and teamwork, collective bargaining, workers participation and empowerment, trade union and employees association, industrial relations, okay. And emerging issues does includes personnel records, human resource audit, human resource research, human resource accounting, human resource information system, stress and counseling, global human resource management, okay. So these are all the functions of human resource management. Okay, why the study of human resource management is important? Okay, see, it helps to formulate HR policies. Okay, it also helps to implement HR policies. It also helps to review the employees needs. Okay, also helps to develop social welfare. Then it helps to utilize the human resources in more appropriate manner. It helps to develop labor management relations. It helps to maintain quality of work life. It helps to have productivity and profit. It also helps to have adaptive employees. Okay. Then it also maintains demand and supply ratio. Okay, demand and supply means demand of human resources and supply of human resources. Then retain and motivate employees. It helps to resolve conflicts. It develops corporate image. It sustains business in the market. Overall development of the organization is also done with the help of human resource management. Okay, then okay, see, these are all the things which are included in human resource management. Okay, so in human resource management, human resource planning is done. Okay, means, okay, manpower planning. Here, in this process, preparing a set of decisions with regard to HR development and deployment, okay, is done. The actions required are categorized as employment opportunities and economic development. Okay, so with this, okay, let's move towards the industrial relations. What industrial relations is? See, the term industrial relations refer to industry and relations. Industry means any productive activity in which an individual is engaged, and relations means the relations that exist in the industry between the employer and his workmen. The subject therefore includes individual relations and joint consultations between employers and work people at their workplace, collective relations between employers and their organizations and trade union, and the part played by the state in regulating these relations. Okay, so the industrial relations, what is this concept all about? Okay, and why industrial relations is important into HRM? See, the relations between management and workers in industry is very important. Why? Because if you think that the production activity or uh, any activity into your organization, it should go smoothly or it should be carried out in a smooth manner, in a sound manner. Then what is important is that, okay, the relations between the management and the workers should go very smoothly, they should be sound. Industrial relations is the multidisciplinary academic field that studies the employment relationship, that is the complex interrelations between employers and the employees, okay, trade unions, employer organization and the state. Okay, these all are the factors which are included into industrial relations. Okay, then the term industrial relations refer to the whole field of relationship that exist because of necessary collaboration of men and women in the employment process of modern industry. Industrial relations is nothing but an employment relationship. Okay, in an industrial setting, Okay, in an industrial setting, industrial relations play a very important role. Okay, industrial relations are the relationship between employees and employers within the organization's setting. Okay, from this perspective, industrial relations covers all aspects of the employment relationship, including human resource management, employee relations, and union management relations. Okay, then the term industrial relations may be conceptualized as the relations and interactions in industry, particularly between labor and management, as a result of their composite attitudes and approaches to the management of the affairs of the industry for the betterment of not only the management and the workers but also of the industry and the national economy as a whole. Then, to create harmony and equilibrium, it is necessary that all the parties, that is, workers, managers, employees, should know and work for the common goals of the organization so as to achieve a synergetic effect. Synergetic effect. What is synergetic effect? See, you might have gone through the concept synergy. Okay, what is synergy? Synergy means, see, commonly 2 plus 2 is equal to, okay, if we add 2 into 2, okay, what is the product? Yes, normal individual will say 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Okay, but in synergetic effect it is said that 2 plus 2 is not exactly equal to 4, but it is more than 4. How? Okay, see, if you combine your employee force with the resources of your organization, means, that is, if you combine human resources with the physical resources in a appropriate manner, that is 2 plus 2, then the product, if your human resources, they are productive, they are enthusiastic, they are efficient and effective, then surely the product which is generated, it will be more than what you expect. Okay, that is itself synergetic effect. Okay, so they should have the foresight to accommodate and collaborate rather than only confront. Okay, means, okay, here the workers, manager, employees, they should be having the foresight means the vision, or they should be having that ability to forecast. Okay, so that they can accommodate means they can work with cooperation, with oneness, with one another, so that the organization's goals and objectives will be achieved within the time. Then, no confrontation does not mean absence of dissent or difference of opinion. Okay, means what the employers, they do think of the organization and the employees viewpoint, it should be joint ones, it should be complementing ones. Okay, not the supplementary or substitute or against. Okay, or they should, whenever they are working together, okay, they should consult each other, they should respect each other, and whenever they are finalizing the decisions, it should be that much, or the decision should be that which will be satisfying the individual goals of both employer as well as employee. Then, when we consider industrial relations, it means presence of constructive dissent. Constructive dissent means what? Okay, there should not be difference into the opinion of the employer and employee. Both employer and employee should be having same kind of attitude, same kind of viewpoint. Okay, means if the employee is thinking in a viewpoint, okay, if they communicate that viewpoint with the employee, okay, if the employer communicates with the employee, or if the employee communicates with the employer. Okay, see, both of them should respect the viewpoints of each other, and they should finalize something which will be favoring both the parties. Okay, so industrial relations may be defined as the relations and interactions in the industry, particularly between the labor and management, as a result of their composite attitudes and approaches in regard to the management of affairs of the industry for the betterment of not only the management and the workers but also of the industry and the economy as a whole. The term industrial relations explains the relationship between employees and management which stem directly or indirectly from union employer relationship. Okay, industrial relations is the relation in the industry created by the diverse and complex attitudes and approaches of both management and workers in connection with the management of the industry. Okay, then the term industrial relation comprises industry and relations. Okay, means if you break industrial relations into two parts. Okay, first part will be industry and the second part will be relations. Industry means any productive activity in which an individual is engaged. It includes primary activities like agriculture, fisheries, plantation, forestry, horticulture, mining, etc., and secondary activities like manufacturing, construction, trade, transport, commerce, banking, communication, etc. Okay. Economically speaking, industry means the secondary sector where factors of production, that is land, labor, capital and enterprise, of 4 M's, that is men, material, money and machines, are gainfully employed for the purpose of production and where a business organization exists. Okay, relations means the relations that exist in industry between the employer and the workforce. See, different authors, they have defined industrial relations into different way. Okay, according to V Agnihotri, the term industrial relations explains the relationship between employees and management. According to J Henry Richardson, industrial relations may be referred to as an art, the art of living together for purposes of production. Encyclopedia Britannica defines industrial relations as the concept of industrial relations has been extended to denote the relations of the state with employers, workers, and their organization. Okay. According to Bethel and others, industrial relations is that part of management which is concerned with the manpower of enterprise, whether machine operator, skilled worker, or manager. Manpower of the enterprise can thus be classified as management and workers or employers and employees, and industrial relations can thus be treated as relations between the employer and the workman. Then, according to V.B. Singh, industrial relations are an integral aspect of social relations arising out of employer employee interaction in modern industries, which are regulated by the state in varying degrees in conjunction with organized social forces and influenced by prevailing institutions. Okay, this involves a study of the state, the legal system, workers, and employers' organizations on the institutional level, and that of patterns of industrial organizations, including management, capital structures, including technology, compensation of labor force, and the forces of market on the economic level. Thus, it does covers all types of relations arising out of employer-employee interaction in the industry which are influenced by the power of the state and other social and economic institutions. According to Ordway, Ted, and Metcalfe, industrial relations is the composite result of the attitudes and approaches of employers and the employees towards each other with regard to planning, supervision, direction, and coordination of the activities of an organization with a minimum of human efforts and frictions, with an animating spirit of cooperation and with proper regard for the genuine well-being of all members of the organization. Okay, according to T.N. Kapoor, the term industrial relations should be understood in the sense of labor management relations as it percolates into a wider set of relationship touching extensively all aspects of labor such as union policies, personnel policies and practices including wages, welfare and social security, service conditions, supervision and communication, collective bargaining, etc., attitudes of parties and governmental action on labor matter. Whenever we consider this definition, what is the gist of all this definition? See, industrial relations are the relations which are the outcome of employment relationship in an industrial enterprise. It is thus employer employee relationship in an industry. Two parties, employer and workman, they are very necessary, without which such relationship cannot exist, and it is the industry which provides the setting for industrial relations. Okay, industrial relations is the relationship in the industry created by the diverse and complex attitudes and approaches of both management and workers in connection with the management of the industry. Attitude refers to the mental state of a person. Approach can be the external expression of such an attitude. Attitudes are always not obvious, and the individual himself may not always be fully conscious of the attitudes. Then, attitudes must be interfered from tone of verbal expressions or perhaps from the individual behavior. Okay, attitude of both employer and employees influence each other and determine natural relationship. This relationship emphasis on the process of accommodation whereby both the parties develop skills and methods of adjusting to and cooperating with each other. Industrial relation is not a simple relationship between the two parties, but it is a set of functional interdependence involving a number of factors, say historical, economic, social, psychological, demographic, technological, occupational, legal, and others. It therefore requires an interdisciplinary approach for its study. In the context, industrial relations are the relations and interactions between management and workers, and as a result of their composite attitudes and approaches. Every industrial relation creates a complex of rules and regulation to govern the workplace, the work community, with the main purpose of maintaining harmonious relations between the management and the workmen by solving their problems through the process of collective bargaining. The government, state, also regulates the industrial relations in the country. It evolves, influences, and shapes industrial relations through laws, rules, agreements, awards of the codes, and emphasis on the usages, customs, traditions, implementation of its policies, and interference through executive and judicial machinery. Industrial relations may, thus, be defined as the relations and interactions in the industry, particularly between the labor and management, as a result of their composite attitudes and approaches in regard to the management of the affairs of the industry for the betterment of not only the management and the workers but also of the industry and the economy as a whole. Okay, then when we consider the characteristics of industrial relations, what is important? See, industrial relations are the relations which are outcome of employment relations in an industrial enterprise. Without the existence of the two parties, that is, the employer and the workman, this relationship cannot exist. The relationship lays emphasis on the need for accommodation by which the parties involved develop skills and methods of adjusting to and cooperating with each other. Every industrial relation system creates a complex of rules and regulation to govern the workplace and the work community with the main purpose of achieving and maintaining harmonious relations between labor and management by solving their problems through collective bargaining. The government or state evolves, influences, and shapes industrial relations with the help of laws, rules, and agreements, awards of the courts, and emphasis on usages, customs, traditions, as well as the implementation of its policies and interference through executive and judicial machinery. Okay, the silent features of industrial relations are: first one, parties in industrial relations activities. Basically, there are two parties which are associated with industrial relations. First party is worker and other party is management. Okay, so into the industrial relations, two parties are involved, basically workers and management, which are involved in process of establishing relations. However, the government agencies regulate or maintain industrial relations. Okay, then it is an interactive process. Okay, it is a interactive process. Industrial relations arise out interaction between different persons or parties. They are supervisors, workers trade unions, employers associations. So interactive process takes place between supervisors and industrial workers, supervisors and group or team members, management and trade union leaders, employers federations and workers unions. Okay, it is a two-way communication. Okay, industrial relation is two-way communication process. One party gives stimulus, other party responds to the stimuli. So the interaction transaction occurring through such a mechanism is either complementary or cross. More the complementary transactions, better will be in the industrial relations situations. Okay, HRM practices effective human resource planning system, identification and stimulating prospective employees, designing the most suitable selection technique to choose the right kind of people, help to organization to get a committed and willing workforce that want to grow, develop and achieve. Such employees in the process like to develop better relations with their bosses. So HRM practices influence industrial relations pattern in the industry. Approaches to the industrial relations. Various approaches they do contribute to shape industrial relation pattern in industrial organization. These approaches include sociological, psychological, socio-ethical, human relations, system approach, etc. See, the state intervention. State plays a vital role to influence industrial relation situations through its activities as facilitator, guide, counselor for both the parties in the industry. Role of trade union. See, behavioral manifestations of workers are most governed by the trade unions to which they belong. Hence, trade unions' perception, attitudes towards management influence workers to form their mind set that regulates, promotes interactions with the management. Then the organization climate. If congenial and conductive organization climate prevails, workers feel homely, interact spontaneously, communicate boss about their problems, difficulties directly and come close to him to exchange, share the views each other in respect of work, change of job design, introduction of any operative system process, etc. Under such situation, possibly of establishing healthy human relations develops and this relation influence industrial relation pattern of organization. Then the dispute settlement process. If the management personnel believe on the philosophy of settling workers' grievances, disputes through bilateral negotiation process, they give much more emphasis on mutual talk, sharing responsibility, collaboration, partnership dealing, and mutual trust. In the process of changing in workers' attitudes, behavior, and thought pattern are likely to occur which affect industrial relations. Okay, outcome of HRs, outcome of HRs, sorry, IRs, that is industrial relations, are reflected in production both in quantity and quality. Services, man days lost, wastage, accident rate, productivity, labor turnover rate, absenteeism rate, number of negotiation, company's image, growth, development, etc. See, healthy industrial relation help to develop workers' skill, knowledge, ability, aptitude, and change their attitudes, perception to enable them to participate in collaborative activities, collective bargaining process effectively. Okay, industrial relations climate situation is greatly influenced by the issues economic, non-economic governed by service contract, terms and conditions of employment. Beside the issues not covered under service rule, that is behavioral and attitudinal issues influence IR patterns. So when we think about industrial relations, see, industrial relations play a very important role into the industry. Why? Because industrial relations, they do focus on the relationship building or the relationship between employers and employees within the organization setting. Okay, and if the relationship between employees and employers, it is unsound, it is loud, then what will happen? Okay, your organization will be badly affected due to this. Okay, it will be badly affected due to this. Okay, so if you think that your organization's harmony, your organization's soundness, it should be maintained, then you should keenly look at the relationship between employees and employers. Okay, means you should be caring about your employees if you are an employer, and also you should concern your employer whenever you are finalizing some issues, or if you do have any complaints, grievances, or issues related to your work or work environment or the task which is allotted to you. Okay, feel free to share it with your employer. Why? Because, okay, if your issue is prolonged, if your issue is prolonged or for a wider time or more time, if you keep any issue into your mind, what will happen? Okay, your relation with your employee will be seriously hurted. Okay, and it will develop or it will be converted into unrest into the industry, which will badly affect your company's health. Because see, if you are not able to keep health of your organization, if you can't achieve or contribute towards the organizational goals, surely somewhere your individual goals which are associated with the organization goals, they will be harmed. Okay, so with this, okay, we do conclude today's lecture. Thank you.